王将北阳当前给北苏天上高和上让北上让手旁边你谁全为谁面对黄浦江北洋，港前给北苏边松冈路上，抓北上浪，松边你没谁的圈谁追天北黄浦江北洋，港前给北苏边松冈路上。让悲伤的松边人人浪费故谁的发当呀别给就别当什么松上追张内牛犊上也都发情给多。
我跟着从拉查塞罗，
Di che da che to patu cena, chondende, kya po kap cha pong porela, yelong ke tu chen po dan, ja chu sen de ke tu chen po da, tap chi tu zu de se chondende, sa on na wa she cha wa chu ke na, lam suk so. Ya de se, jan chu sen pa chen po pa chen re se wan chu she ra ke pa ru chen. Samye choba nila namba ching, Kumo ngabo te tala, Rashin ju tongpa namba tau, Tene sangye ge tu, Seda denpa shari hu, Chanchu senpa senpa shenpo, Papa chere se wal, Dige she neso, Rige hu ka, Lala shera ge paru du chenpa sama, Chepa chepa tepa te, Chita lava sha, Dige she me pata, Chanchu senpa senpa chenpo, Papa chere se wal, Chuki se ta denpa shari do deva, Dige she neso, Shari hu, Rige hu ang, Rige hu mo ka, Lala shera ge paru du chenpa sama, Chepa chepa tepa te, Tita namba tawa chate, Umo ngabo te taja, Rashin ge tongpa namba ya tapa chuse tau, So tongpa o, tongpa ni sukso, Sule tongpa ni shema yin, Tongpa ni le yang su shema yin, Yeshen do sowa da, Duje da, Duje da, Namba sheba na, Tongpa
shari wo
Sharipo,
teta
Teta Chotam
shodam de
Chepong
pompa
Panyite,
sinye
Sanye
neba
Mepa,
majeba
Mekapa,
manga
Magapa, Drima Mepa, Drima
drima dan
Tandrawa,
jawa
Drima
jawa neba
Mepa, Kama
kama
Mepa,
neba shari
Sharipo,
wo
Teta Vena,
pompa
Tompanyela,
nyela
So
do
Me,
me do me
Dushe
duje
Me,
duje
Duche
na me
Name,
namba
Namba Sheva
sheba
Me,
me
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 Me,
nama
Nawa
me
Me, Na
na
Me,
me
Che
che
Me,
lu
Lu
me
Me,
i
I
me
So
so
Me,
cha
Dra Me,
me je
Dre Me,
me
Ro
ro
Me,
Recha
Recha
me,
Me,
che me
Chomedo,
do, me
Miki
ge
Kame
kame,
Mane,
ye
Iki
ge
Kame,
kame, ye
Iki
ge
Namba
namba shebe,
Shebe
kanye
Kapulato
pado yang,
Yimedo,
mari
Maripa
ba
Me,
me, mari
Maripa
ba
Sepa
seba,
Me
me ba
Mane,
me,
Gashi
gashi,
Me, Gashi
gashi
Sebe
sebe
Patu
pado yang me,
Yamedo,
ye
Ichi
jen do, do me wa da,
Wata,
do in
Punjo
jo wa da,
Wata,
go ba da,
Opata,
lang,
Lame,
ye she me, do ba me,
Topame,
ma do ba
Matopaya
yang me,
Medo,
share
Sharipo,
mo, le
Teta
da,
Wena, Janchu
anjo semba
Sempana,
nam, do ba me
Topame,
be,
Peche,
share
Sherake,
je, pare do shem,
Chimbala
ene sem,
Tentinete, Samla Dripa
Ede
Mede,
kaba
Dripa
meje
Medo, Chinchin Male
shindo
Shinto
de
Dene,
nyangele
Nangen Lebe Pepa
a
Chintu, Tutundo
yuzondo
Namba
namba
Shupe
shube
Samye
sanje
Tamche
tamje
Kya,
de
Shera
shera je
Keparu
paru
Tu
do
Chimbala
chimbala
Tene,
lana
Lana
meba
Mepa Yang
yanda
Tapa
bo
Sope
sube
Chanchu
janju
Tu
do
Mompa
momba
So,
do ba san
Kiso Teta
eda
Vena,
wena shera
Shera
je paru
Keparu Tu
do shimbe
Chimbenga,
riba shimbe nga lana
Lana
mebe nga
Mebenga,
minyamba
Minyapata
da nyambe
Nyambenga,
nga
Tumya
tume tamje
Pampira
rabdo
Tu
shiwa
Shiva
shebe
Chebenga, Yeso
Nizambana
Pena Tepa
Dembara
Sheva
Sheba
Jate, Shera
Sharabje
Keparu
Bari
Tu
Do Shembe
Chimbenga,
Ame
Epataya
Bhataya
Ta Gade
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 Gade Bara Gade
Para
Bara Sama
Sangate
Gade
Body
Bude
So
Shari
Sharipo
Mo
Janchu
Janjo Samba
Sempa
Samba
Sempa
Shembe Teda
Shera
Sharabje
Keparu
Bari
Tu
Do
Chimpaza
Samola
Mola
Labar
Lapa
Jao
Jao,
Tene
Tene
Jumne
Kamle Lele
Ingeze Tele Shende Janjo Samba
Sempa
Samba
Chenpo Papa
Baba
Chere
Shere Se
Se Wanchu
Wanjo La Lezo She Jawa Lezo
Lexo
Lezo
Mike Pote
Didi
Peshino Tete
Rinu
Kinte
Bomi,
Chita
Chita
Puyo
Juju, Samba,
Pashindu Shara
Sharabje,
Ke
Paru,
Paru
Do,
Chimpa
Samba,
Samola
Samola,
Chepa Jate
Che,
Fishin Ke
Shawana,
Panam Ke
Cheko,
Chesi
Shomne,
Chomden Ke
Digi, Digi,
Kisa
Jara, Seta,
Teta Tempa
Demba,
Shara
Shari,
Doti
Dadi,
Butan Janchu
Janjo,
Sempa
Samba,
Sempa
Samba, Chimbo,
Papa
Baba,
Chere
Chere,
Se
Se, Hon,
Wanchutan Tanche
Hamza,
Tanden
Dande,
Peko
Koro,
Petata
Hada,
Tatanitang Lama
Hama,
Yintan Juitan
Isa,
Chepe
Jebe,
Chite
Jidin,
Rihante
Shomne,
Chomden
Deje, Zomba, La, Ngambara, Je, Do, Kala jebe necha damba, wishen tu tu mawe tu tu je, tu pa pu la maye bu je, nisung
Nisangado
kandre so
Sola
la cha se,
Chase
arga samara. Arga samara da shandara, samara yobe,
Kayata
ta, gade
Gate Gate
gade
Para
para,
Gate Para
para samara
Sangate Body
bode so.
So
Baba
Papa Kuncho
Kunjo
Sungi
Sunge Ke
Kai Depe
Deto Ke Che
Pakeche
Boba
Lopa
Ke Che
Duche
Deba Ke Che Boba Ke
Ratu
Ado Shewa
Shiwa
Do She Tere
Yere
Tonda
Tonda
De Ju Shewa
Siwata Mito
Nide
no
Ne
Pekyo
Kena
Tandra
Do
Wata Topa
Tumba Ju
Jupin
She Pe
Punso
Son So Jo
Sugyope
Ta
Raki
She
Te Kya
Denya
Te
De
Te
De De
Ele
De
Sho Page 214. We'll offer a long mandala offering to request a teaching. Om Shinkambo Vasho Om Bensa Bhumi Ahom Vanchen Sage Sashi Om Bensa Rike Ahu Chichariko Yogi Go Ilsu Rikyapo Rira Shararupapo Lo Zamboli No Balancha Jadramine Ludalupa Ayotamayosen Yodetalam Chodro Dramina Geda Rempoche Pasam Yeshen Dojapa Amapayoto Korbo Rempoche Norbo Rempoche Sumbo Rempoche Rembo Rempoche Longbo Rempoche Dajo Rempoche Moga Rempoche Dechen Pui Pumpa Gegma Trema Luma
Nedo ma luge ma nase ma nija ma nye Rimbo che do jone na ba ge ge Peso la da me ye benjo peso sa Na sa wa me ba de da denje sa wa Yuwa je be de de la ma dam ba Yawa do ya
Yeshilo sang palva pel sang so shall ne chang tu lam ke rin pe song cho sang mo so shui shin kang ho wa ge o to che to we don do she so so she ne jenge la tu so on sa shi pe ki ju shi me ta Ramre she ni pade sange shinto me pade roku nanda shinla sho pe yu ta pie chi pe chi ya ta do na su shin cha pa chi me ta do song tu ra we tong yo tu yu ke pa chin ke idam guru alakam niryataya.
Sanje che da zo ye chong nang lo chong jo pa tu
Patu
tu
da
tan
ne
ti
kyap suchi
Ta
da
ke
ke
ti
chunye
che
ge
che
pe
pe so
sonam
nang
ge
je do
chola
la pe
penche
je san
sange
je do
chupa.
Sanje che
Cheda
da zo ye
soki
chong nang
chonam la
lo chong
chanchu
jo pa
padu
tu
da
tan
ne
ti
kyap suchi
Ta
da ke
ke ti
chunye
che
ge
che
pe
pe so
sonam
nang
ge
je do
chola
la
penche
san
sange
je do
chupa.
Sanje che
Cheda
da zo
soki
ye chong
chonam
nang lo
la
chong
chanchu
jo pa
padu
tu
da
tan
ne
ne
kyap
ja je
suchi
Ta
da ke
ke
chunye ge pe sonam ge
do
chola
la pe
penche
je
sange chupa.
Ba da la me me da me je ong ba da ja je la zhe chi ye ja la ja wa na san je zong ba de tu xie wei de wei ju de wa de da xie je da bi chi je ne de xie je la ye ge da du da me je je du ba da me ge na ba lo wa gun je da na jin zang ba tam je ge do da ge che de do ma ya da na de rin ma de che xie de me je ro ane ka tu le ya da yi xue ye yin hong ji gor ka tu le xue ye yin ane melodi jusum.
Today, we are going to go straight into the discussion, which is a discussion or elaboration about meditation. Usually, we give the introduction verse, but now we will just go straight into the elaboration on meditation.
세사다 뒤주시라 매비마 손자 지단 공기고르디 안에 든 가르스 오르다 개청보의 레라 뒤주 통동직 나로래야 제시 피투야에 예서 갈려 가버리지 레샤스
This session would be a relative short session, not so much time, but however, in this relative short time, we will try to give an explanation about meditation. Meditation itself is a very important topic, But however, it's very difficult to complete the entire elaboration on meditation in such a short time, but we will try within this session.
다 임바이네 다 데리 뒤줄로 밥에 가제 툭툭지게 만드시 표기인스.
So within the time frame that given by tonight's session, we will try to see an elaboration about meditation.
다 뒤중 알아줘야 다 배주는 유 순반하시다. 대과체 비추 간디지 제비네 고능소야 비게체 버리 순고로 제자다 야체부들도 수마 두비네 다 도뒤지 간다. 예심지 탐제 동에서야 다 대화 토약의 체도 아베체야 고지 인경이 상상으로 하버도 데리다 순주 주르지 임바 송자 안에 중에 삽사진 안에 야고지니 강년바디 안에 냠슬링게 사베 안에
According to tradition, not only that the Dharma be a Mahayana Dharma, but the listener or the practitioner must be a Mahayanist themselves. Therefore, even though one cannot still to generate the great motivation, but now we can think for the sake of all sentient beings in order to overcome all their suffering and in order to present them with the ultimate happiness, we are here to listen to the explanation of the Dharma. And especially this is during the series of session, tonight is going to be the completion session. So moreover, therefore, we will be more careful in terms of the motivation for this tonight session. However much Dharma listening that we could proceed within this session, we will try to put into practice. Please generate the proper motivation as of now.
제장 알아서 곰세야 되지 식디 곰세 식직만도 민도가 이나야 된다데 하장 망부 개침부 시부지리에서 거라.
As for meditation itself, in Tibetan the term is gom. So meditation or gom, the word itself only contains one word. But however, even though it's just one word, the meaning itself is vast and profound and very important.
제자 곰세야 돼 세디 지국의 체도 많이 봐 깨와 치만 사람이 세라지 빠주다 배지 펜도야기다 최지마 종자 인지민지배 안에 생기 되는 곰 간제 작업에 인지민지 만들 퇴고 그래 고고 그래서
So regarding meditation itself, first thing that we need to understand about meditation is that this is a practice that not only covers this life and this life only, but this is a practice that is going to be carried along in the future lives. Meaning this one practice should give meaning in the next life and the next one after that and the next one after that, so forth in all those future lives. Therefore, in order to be beneficial in those all future lives, it is very important, it is compulsory to have a very good understanding, to listen and to study about meditation.
다 대답이 곰디 다 생기 되는 연고를 퇴고 그래서야 돼 지당들을 많이 봐 간주마주들을 많이 봐 원에 곰기 고를 약부 챙기 곰 약부 자신기 흉나 튜바 약부 자신기 이렇게 그냥 천대적인 눈에 약부지 연고 그래서.
So regarding the meditation as a practice that we need to listen to and need to study to, this of course, first of all, this is not a practice of meditation in general. And of course, this is not meditation as just casual meditation. And of course, this is not a meditation which is a wrong way of conducting meditation. In order to be able to listen and to study about the meditation, we need to rely on someone who are qualified. Someone who is qualified about the practice of meditation based on the proper scripture and text. And within this qualified master or qualified tutor or qualified guide, we should be listening or studying this topic.
어디 명령 가르치고 그랬으나 퇴바스에 되라고 하다.
And for this type of activity, this is precisely what is meant by the activity of study.
다들 퇴바 잠지 지기요 말은 원래 된다 가리미도 약고지 하고 그거였다. 양내 양도 퇴바지 양내 양도 년내 공자다데 약고지 시투바이나 어디 가서 삼바시에 되는 거래. 퇴 삼시에 삼바시에 되는 거예요. 퇴배 되는데 양내 양도 삼바디 가리스나 아니 퇴배 되는데 가서 삼배 되는.
It is not enough, furthermore, to only studying. because after studying and gain a very good understanding of what we study, and we think about it over and over and over again. For example, we study about the topic of meditation. After that, we think over and over again about meditation, to reflect on meditation. Then we comes to the second phase of the practice, which is called reflecting. So reflecting is basically thinking and reflecting on the topic over and over again. So after studying, this is reflecting.
다 퇴비 되는데 야부지 학고 차비 제라 아니 공고래 제사 공시야디 타마디리도 퇴섬 공시야디 두스리.
So by studying, we understand the meaning. By reflecting, we reflect on the meaning over and over again and on the topic of meditation. And then the third phase itself is the meditating itself. So the stages is very clear here: studying, reflecting, and meditating.
다 대답이 곰델라 낭세기 이야와 가세요레서는 숨이요레서 그렇다. 숨디 가레스디 삼바 조금시에 지요리다. 아니 디제라 제공시에 지요. 디제레야 아니 샤르공시에 지요리다. 간다 뒤비에는 숨나는 준 뒤용.
As for the meditation itself, we can now divide meditation into a practice that can be categorized into three types. The first one is a concentration meditation. The second one is analytical meditation. And the third one is an overview meditation.
조금시야디 간리지레스디 삼바 조금시야디 미과 찌기 때도 최 찌기 때도 동이 뭐이나리 미타바 이나리 어디도 셈 카툴라 세직도 봐 대니 고미야디 민레야 조금시라고 해레스.
So what is the first type, which is a concentration meditation? Concentration meditation is that we take one object or one phenomena and we put our mind single-pointedly on the object. So for example, the object could be sunyata or emptiness, or the object could be impermanence. So the mind is put single-pointedly on the object of meditation. And this is what is called concentration meditation.
제공시야디 된다디 가르스디 삼바 중진디 통네. 중진 가리미디 중진 삼단에 다디 고미야디라야 아니 제공시라고 해레스.
As the second type of meditation, which is called analytical meditation. What is this type of meditation? This is basically a meditation based on reasoning. So it's mainly based on reasoning that we conduct the meditation. This is called analytical meditation.
샤르콤시야디 가데리시디 삼바 샤르콤시야디 당부디 니바디 숨바디세 빵림제 빵림데 만나데 우르단시야디 고림디 마노아 코레 당부디 니바디세 바디지야 디밀라 샤르콤시라고.
As for the third type, which is called overview meditation, this is a meditation when, for example, we meditate on the first point is such and such, the second point is such and such, the third point is such and such. So there is an order or there is a stages. So meditating based on order, based on stages, this is called overview meditation.
아디네 조금시야디 간리리스디 삼바 지다 말아서 조금다 제금 이기나네 아니 조금시야디 지야라 렐라와레스 거리.
So regarding the first type, which is a concentration meditation, how to go about the concentration meditation? In general, we can say between concentration meditation and the analytical meditation, in general, we can say it is relatively easier to conduct a concentration meditation.
조금 더 렐라와 요래데 이나야 고림르데 제비나 당부 제금 건도도 이 제리야 안에 조금 전에 야고 요래서 가르스나 제금 되면 도나 균제데 통로와 가르이 메데베 균제 야고지 통네 안에 대제리야 안에 조금 더 제비나 도다디 되레스.
So in general, we understand that it is relatively easier to conduct concentration meditation. However, according to the order on which type of meditation we should apply first, according to the order, we should first practice what is called analytical meditation. So the order first is analytical meditation. After that, we practice the concentration meditation. And for this, what is the reason? The reasons are mainly because within analytical meditation, we apply reasoning. By applying reasoning, we see the reason behind such a practice clearly. After that, we can practice concentration meditation. So this is the reason why we say the order is to practice analytical meditation first. After that, then we practice concentration meditation.
다 말하죠. 오늘 고미 야부지 잡이나 이 순간 연애 야부요리에서 그래. 조금 써야 되지로. 조금 써야 되지. 아니 샤금 써야 돼. 순간 상위권은 고미 잡이나 고미 야부용고요리에서 이 순간이.
As for the practice of meditation itself, by meditating, it is very good if we could apply all three types of meditation. Meaning, we apply concentration meditation, we apply analytical meditation, and we apply also the overview meditation.
제자다 이 순간 매변에 빼나 된대래. 조금 써야 되게 소리하게 가르치고 그러잖아. 조금 써야 돼. 셈 템포 시다빌시에 되러 셈 템포 세쪽도 때문에 해야 돼. 아는 알아도 유의디 고미야가 유의디 세부 통하다. 내가나 셈 받세주도 야부 돼야 돼. 내가 수지고 그러잖아. 아니 조금 써야 되게 지고요. 그래서
So why we should apply all the three types of meditation? Because, for example, the first one, we need what is called concentration meditation. What is the function of a concentration meditation? The main function is to achieve a stable mind. So a stable mind who is put single pointedly on the object, who could see the object clearly, who can hold the mind, who can hold the object of the meditation clearly and stable, and who is doing this job or this function is none other than concentration meditation.
조금 되게 가르치고 그래서는 실내럽디 저 고랑 슉쳐버서 거라 말하죠. 삼로야 슉쳐버려디 공기 삼로디야 로 슉쳐버 당기디 가르서는 조금 되게 지고.
And then what is the function of analytical meditation? The function of this type of meditation is to what is already can be a stable mind, then to strengthen it further, to intensify the strength of the mind. And strengthening the strength of the mind is the function of analytical meditation.
다 조금 다 조금 니가 정부인의 그 고림 거라 당부 뒤 공부이 니가 뒤 공부에서 고림 켜는 매비에나 그 공대 야구 연구요 말아. 제자디 샤르콤스에 되고.
And furthermore, between concentration meditation and analytical meditation, the way to go about the two, we need a proper order. Proper order meaning the first thing that we should do is this, and then the second day is this, after that is this. So this is order or stages, and therefore, if we're not doing it by order, we will not get a good result. And therefore, this is the function of the third type, which is overview meditation.
다 흉체에 나가야 돼 빼디 가르셔 그랬으나 안에 뿜바 따르 싱세 빼숨셔 그러니까 말하자면 돼 보호는 여러 어디에 보동지야지 임이나 까바디 까박세요 저러 어디 거래 안에 뿜바디 빼 떼보 거래 뿜바디 떼보 직제로 안에 딸이디야 안에 배지 세누고 야고지 고고야리다 요 세누고지 고거 아니 미대야 그 디제보지 고거 그 비기 어디 빼셔 기시로 미디 뿜부 템보 매비이나 템보 매비이나 싱제라 싱디 야고지 두고 말해서 갑돌 딸이야도 마도 그 기마대 야고지 유무면서 순간 템보지 고거랬어 다 미디 슉쳐보지 안에 뿜부 템보지 여비이나 딸이디 다 갈서 그래 따잠디 야고 매비나 야고 조고파 뚝뚝이요 말해. 어디 빼디리 간다. 내가 어디 순다.
Yes. So for a good meditation, a correct way of meditating based on the scripture, on the text, on the great text, it is using the analogy of 3 points, which is the tree, the axe, and the shoulder. the person. So there are 3 points. So in order to cut a tree properly, then the tree itself, then the axe should be a pointed axe, and then the shoulder, the one who is holding the axe, the person must have a stable shoulder, a strong shoulder. So in the course of cutting down a tree, if the person does not have a strong shoulder, then he will not be able to cut down the tree, because he will hit on a different point each time he hit the tree. This will not be effective. On the other hand, if the person has a strong shoulder, but then the axe is not pointed enough, the axe is not having the quality of a pointed axe, then it also cannot function properly. We need a strong axe. So we need both, and this is the analogy used: a tree, an axe, and a shoulder by the person.
제사 뜻대로 되는데 가릴 수도 있어마 미디 신제경이 미디 제공이 쳐드리다 제공들이 다 미디가 뿜바데 때문에야 돼 안에 신에게 쳐드리 안에 가서 조금 들어 조금 뒤져라 안에 딸이 누구여야지 누가 딸이 따잡 어디여야 돼 다가란 셈지지고 세보 셈지지고 그 된다니 내게 니지고 이게 조금 뒤
So based on the analogy, what is the symbolism of each of the analogy? As for the person itself, the one who is cutting down the tree, the person is the analytical meditation. As for the shoulder, the part of the body which is the shoulder, this is the concentration meditation. And as for the axe used to cut down, the axe is symbolized for one-pointed mind.
그래서 단다 행동의 가릴 수도 있어 봐 뉴모를 빼셔. 되는데 뉴모를다. 나도 뉴모 봐 맵서야라다 찾긴 어디를 거리시. 이직 제에서도 줌디. 줌 맵서서 버리는.
Are we still online on the Zoom? Yeah. Yes. Yoris.
네 민도. 위드 위주로. 이다라는 위주로.
Yeah.
이지미지니가 뭐래?
As for the analogy of a tree, the tree symbolizes the kleshas. So in order, the main task is to eradicate the kleshas, to overcome, to cut down the kleshas. So the tree is symbolized by the tree is symbolizing klesha.
단도 빼신다지 샤요 뒤슈는 이거 이지라. 왜나 디리 디 빼디 된다 잡으라고 그래. 이 램스를 빼셔 그래. 왜나 맞아 빌리다요. 왜나 디 말한저 징징간라 디 까버지 그래다. 이 관다로 갈라비 옆에 까블야다. 맞아 디 까버디 세부 통고 그 옆이나. 다디 램스 야부지 고래로. 이 빌리다디 첨부 고그래. 첨부 여바점도 맞아 세부 고그래. 첨보다 세부 여비네 룽 여비나로 앙인이 여비나 앙인들이 봐두지에 리무디 야부 세부 통통부 말이 어디 나시래 말한저와 안에 아닌 낭시 아디 가르사 아주 유구인의 세부통 마투야디 가르사나 셈세직과세야디 매비나 셈세직과세야디다 세직과 매비나 어디 유디 야고를 익투고 말이야 세부통도 말이라 따고 안에 빌리다디 첨보 매비나 첨보다 디 매비나 안에 비기 리모디냐 야고 용고 말디 첨보 용고야 가르스디 잠바 제공기 최들이다 제공디고 제공디 로디 숙청부서 위디로 어디 된다라 보래 미다리 거르마다 된다지 그러
There is one other analogy we can use here to explain the practice of meditation. The meaning is quite similar, which is the analogy of a lamp. And the lamp that is used to see a picture on the wall. So in order to see the picture on the wall clearly, we need a lamp, a huge lamp, a bright lamp, a huge lamp and a bright lamp. So there are two qualities of the lamp, which is huge, big, and bright. So the size is big, and the qualities of the light is bright. Then there is one factor that is need to be considered in order to see the picture clearly on the wall is when there is a wind. So when the wind blowing to the lamp and the lamps, the fire is moving, then we cannot see the picture properly. So the fact that the wind is blowing and then the lamp, the fire is flickering, this is meaning they're symbolizing the mind which is not single-pointedly stable. Because the mind is not single-pointedly stable, it cannot see the object clearly. As for the lamp itself, the lamp we said before, it needs to be the quality of big and bright. The lamp is symbolizing analytical meditation. Before we mentioned that analytical meditation function to intensify the strength of the mind. Within this analogy is symbolized by the lamp. The lamp must be of a big lamp and bright lamp.
제공디기 안에 로디야 숙청부 수고요레서 디슈라 디 중진데 간데레서 디자마 페나 덴데지리 페나 맞아 다 튜비 초다 미드비 초니 여러와다 지다라 다 미드비 초라리 삼라리 담바이나 페나 미지기 콩도 롱바이나 콩도 탱마 찍 롱바이나 야 수수 콩도 랑바이나야 레레지리 로디 숙청부 셔라요 말 콩도 탱마만 볼롱이나 가사야 콩도롱 디리야 콩도롱 사니야 콩도라야게 들 비제비나 나 콩도 탱마 숨 디지디 잡아 답에 말한저 답에 콩도 숙체와도 콩도 탱마 숨 저질란데 콩도 숙체와도 어디나 시래 말한저 중지 삼당도 중지 찍 많이 봐 중지니 숨 디지디 잡아 로데야 숙체를 누구야 네 믿음이 처나 디리
Yes, yes. So as for analytical meditation, we said that the function is to intensify the strength of the mind. What is the reason for stating this? And for this, we just give an example. The example can be a good one and can be a bad one. And for this, we take the first example of a bad one, a bad condition. And for this, we take the example of anger. So anger, when someone generating anger has arise within the mind, then anger has arise, but this is the first time and only one time. Because it's only one time, the strength of the anger is moderate because it's just one time. On the other hand, if compared to the other person, the anger arise many times. Yesterday, he was angry. Today, he was angry. And tomorrow he will get angry. So within this course of time, the anger comes 3 times. Because the anger happens 3 times, so this type of anger is much more stronger and much more intensified. And for this reason, it said that the function of analytical meditation is to intensify the strength of the mind. Same like when anger happens 3 times, then the strength or the intensity of the anger is stronger.
아마라즈 튜비 쇼를 봐지 이 삼당에는 알아도 대버리지 고면에 대봐 안에 제공을 제변에 계신이라 미비 대버리지 대라 제공전에 고면이나 아 지다 경제만 못 삼다네로 경제직이 가나 많이 봐 안에 배제 계신이 되다 유대 되다 뒤열에 가면 송대배 안에 배 체제 뒤열에 송전남도 체제 뒤열에 셰라 취뒤이나리 파수 폐뒤이나리 취뒤이나리 다배제 유대 되다 뒤열에서 경제만 못 삼다는데 대라 때문에 대버디 빼 숙체 못 차려고 어디 거라 제공기 다 뉴그룹이 어디리다.
And now we can see the example of a good example. And for this time, we take the example of the what is called the quality, what is called faith. So faith, we can generate faith using the analytical meditation by generating faith towards the spiritual masters. So based on reasoning, we can see, we can analyze what are the qualities within the spiritual masters. For example, the way the master talks, engage in conversation. When he engage in conversation, he has such and such qualities. The way when the spiritual master is giving teachings, when he teach the Dharma, he has such and such qualities. And then when he was sitting, when he was going from one place to the other, when he is doing this and doing that, he has this and such qualities. All of these, one by one, we see the qualities and we analyze one by one. By the end of the analyzing is that the faith is already intensified, is much more stronger. So this is the function of analytical meditation, to intensify the strength of the mind. Within this case is the example of intensifying the strength of faith.
제사다 제공세야 되지 조공세야 되지 안에 샤공세야 되다 된다 된지리 이나야다 단단 알아줘 지 안에 가르쳐 버렸다 지 셈나나 강에 여봐 동에 여봐 다지 만부지 봐둬야 돼또 지당 알아줘 남유 용수 잡고 검디 조공세야 되다 조공세야 되자고요 세지고 공세나다 조공세는 든지리군요.
So by this we have seen there are what is called analytical meditation, there is what is called concentration meditation, and there is what is called overview meditation. And each of this meditation we have seen the meaning, what is meant by each of those meditation, and how do we relate this with this our certain condition, our current condition, for example our mind in general from day to day, our ongoing living our life. What happens in our mind is that we feel we are in a state of difficulty. We are in the state of suffering. So how, then we ask how to overcome this difficulty, this suffering. And if we are suppose we would like to utilize the method of meditation. So what type of meditation to overcome those difficulties? For this, in general, mostly people will utilize what is called concentration meditation.
지당 알아서 뒤지딘 단계 유명하고 마서로 지단의 제배나 요단데 도서리 신에게 공기 편연대 뭐라 시 안에 디제라 공자단데 제일 시고 가르세나 요단르데 디 중대 가르세나 편연대 하고비나 대 되니기 로디리고요. 이 자야다 디 된더니야 로디 용고요가 순자 남녀 로단데로
So there is a way, or there is a order how to explain this. And for this, we need to see whether or not the time is enough or not, the session, the allocation of the time is sufficient or not, because just we need to mention this at the beginning, because there is a way to go about how to explain this. Because when we start to discuss about concentration meditation, then the first one we need to discuss or elaborate is about the benefit of the concentration meditation, and then after that how to do the concentration meditation. So this is the order is very logical, because only when one see the benefit of this type of practice, then there is an interest, there is an effort, there is a wish that he would like to practice it. So the way to go about is we need to mention this earlier in the front at the beginning to adjust whatever time allocation we have for tonight.
다 디답이 조금 될 차샤비나 다 조금 세거로다 다 조금 되게 편여를 될야 내갑기 편여다 탈두기 편여세다 용서 다버럽게 니 순거리다.
As for the concentration meditation, we are about to start to see the elaboration, and for this we start straight to the benefit. As for the benefit of concentration meditation, we can see there is a temporary benefit and there is an ultimate benefit.
다 디답이 내갑기 편여될 차샤비나 빼나 다 말아서 즉 미지나 놀아야 다 즉 수수 예용이 구육이 강해 안에 김장남이 강해 안에 레게 강해 망부지 여러 와다 강해 와도 상마 조금 라떼네 와 시투야 열에서 와 매바 차야 말아서 추야 코용 되자마 대간라 추장무지 루바나신 갑둘려야게 카즈 구두기 들려 편도 요버직 아니 레세고 다 공디 조금 더 야부 자투비 이나리다.
So among the two, the temporary and the ultimate, the first one is the temporary benefit. And for this, we go straight to the application within our daily lives. For example, right now, in whatever state of condition right now, be it in the surrounding, what is surrounding us right now, there are a lot of hardship or difficulty. For example, there are a lot of hardship within our house, the family life, our household, our own life with our family, and also there is a hardship or difficulty regarding the work area, workplace, the way we work or how we work. There are a lot of difficulty. So for all of these, there is an immediate remedy utilizing the concentration meditation. So immediate meaning, for example, the analogy of a boiling water, and we pour down a cooling water. The cooling water immediately calm down the heat of the boiling water in such a way that the benefit of concentration meditation can immediately be beneficial to whatever difficulty on our disposal, on our hand right now.
예담도 맞아요. 당마란즈 롭중 지디 잠바 강에 치슈데 가려요데 시디 잠바 강에 치슈디 니요레스 버 롭중 지디 잠바 마란즈 최고 롭중 제비인한다 가르제베나 다디 지디 잠바 강에 치슈디 니데 가르레 시디 잠바 수수 삼로데 롭중 간라 네마투야 바 잉로야 지여로 강에 직디레스 버 강에 니버데 가르레 시디 잠바 마란즈 셈디 롭중 간라 샤네 롭중디 하고비 이네 심비 이네 람상 제로야 지여로 어디 말아도 롭종 야제만 로야 비다베지 빠제 치슈 니레스 어디야 안에 조금 야고 지투비나 델라데네 수수도 그래서.
And furthermore, there is immediate benefit from concentration meditation in the process of learning or studying. Actually, in the process of studying of learning, we can in fact study just about anything. We can learn just about anything. And during the process of learning things, there could be obstacles or problems. And the main problems are two. There are two main problems in the process of learning. The first one is what we are studying cannot be stable or firm because our mind are distracted. The fact that the mind is distracted, this is we cannot holding firm on the subject that we are studying. This is the first. The second problem, the second obstacle is, although we understand what we have learned, but we immediately forget about it. We cannot retain them. We immediately forget about it. So with the distraction and the inability to retain what we have already learned, these are the main two obstacles in the process of learning anything. And these two obstacles can be remedied immediately by concentration meditation.
다 대답이 말아도 조금 더 야부지 지투비나 다대 말아도 리버디 야를 보고 그래서 말아도 다다 지금 로야 첨부 차이네 교인지요 말해서 그 신에게 곰 야부요나 리버 야도로야 가리 장부요나 신야요 봐 ane tagi shuba namshi nga razo kaan shimba di je mando ya ane chebar chebo yoris gyumze gare su di zamba pipe dendo je shegdwa nga razo lamsang lobchong di je lo ya gyumze gare se na tangbo changdu ne lo di lobchong gala yakbu ma nebe tari ese pena nga razo ane lobchong gare ya ne jik jebe gyurim di na lo ya sem de lobchong kore kana to na je yogi lobchong je yinbi ya na mizu kore lobchong je je ma resi 어디 나신 당 알아도 신이 공대 야구지 중요도 셈디 내자 여러와 셈디 록조간을 빼 때문에 되도 뭐 안에 배 록조 간데 제비에圈이 제함에 부들을 연구를 해서
So there is one particular benefit from concentration meditation that it can increase intelligence. So the intelligence, the wit, the intelligence can be increased, can be intensified to such an extent, even though a person may grow older in terms of physical age, but it doesn't affect the strength of the mind. It doesn't affect the intelligence of the mind if he has a good practice of concentration meditation. So how does this work? Because the fact that whenever we learn something, if we do not have the concentration, then the time that we are learning it, our mind does not single-pointedly goes into or absorb into the subject that we are learning. The fact that it does not single-pointedly absorb in the subject, then at the same time, it naturally can cause what we have learned to be forgotten. So the very first step when we learn something, the mind must be absorbed single-pointedly and stay without distraction on the subject. And then when it stays there, what is need to be the factors that involve, for example, interest, delight, happiness in learning it, and stay firmly without distraction. By this itself, it can stay. By this itself, the natural effect is it will not be forgotten. And all of these, the two of this combination in learning something, can come from concentration.
다 딜레 게쇼와 저 가릴 수도 있어봐 딜레 신에기 곰세나다 조금 더 야고지 중바이나 말아도 시위 qab라야다 시위 qab라야다 말아도 뭐네 조금 더 야고지 여버지 안에 되게 장주기 셈 소리 곰제 어디를 줄이야 말아도 안에 리다 남신이 봐도 카테베나 말아도 시비나 어다 깨와치마 밀리 상고지 다 택좀 켜내요 말이서 그러다
And above all this benefit that we have just seen, there is one particular benefit, the ultimate benefit, so-called, that we could get from concentration at the very end of this life, when we are about to experience death itself. So at the time of death, it's very important to have a concentration. So at the time of death, we need to apply the mind single-pointedly on the great quality, such as bodhicitta. So at the time, the precise moment when the body and the mind is separated, there is a specific moment for it. And at that time, we can apply the concentration on the bodhicitta. It is for sure to guarantee that in the next life, the person must be returned or be reborn as a human life. If can have concentration on the bodhicitta, this person in the next life is guaranteed to be a human life, a good life.
제사디 장무르미식이 들려 송도와 다시 내가서 당하라서 장주지 셈 삼단의 와들이 지간의 시비나 여와치말래야 안에 밀리 상보지가 안에 배 택좀이요 말이지 니바들 안에 배 신의 라마들을 양모대들 표 안에 배 지금 알랑 오면나로나 면람나로나 세다비지 와들이 다베지 빈야다 수수 기루이나 가리나 뭐 여러 침상 와들이 지고고 말했어 들을 송도와
And the one that we have just seen is precisely the advice given by His Holiness the Dalai Lama himself. His Holiness repeatedly explained that at the time of death, when apply concentration on the great quality as the spirit of enlightenment, then it is guaranteed the person will be reborn as a good human life. And there is no doubt about it. This is the first point we can be assured of. And then the second one is by the time we already have a very good control of the mind in the form of the concentration that can absorb in the object which is the bodhicitta, then we can control our own that we do not need for the so-called for other masters to pray for us, or we do not need to be surrounded by the family members, because it is our mind in the concentrated form can access the greatest quality. Then that is what is important at the crucial moment at the time of death.
다 뒤지만 못 담아고 배 토네 다 안에 기수 검자 뒤자 말아 제다 검자야 돼 뒤줄에 내봐요 말에 있어 버려 나도 잡는 데래 니무 잡는 데래 관다 잡는 데 가디 잡는 거라 뒤지 내봐요 말에 이나야 말아도 레당고알이 안에 쇼병아버들 안에 배 검자비나 대세 야고요래 세티숭어래.
So regarding this, we can go just straight to the application of the meditation. And for the application, first let us talk about the duration. As for duration of meditation, there is no specific amount of duration that is compulsory for a session of meditation. And also there is no specific timing about meditation. Meditation is something we can just do. Can be in the morning time, can be in the afternoon time, can be in the night time, or in short, it can be just about any time. But however, since we are beginner practitioners, the beginners on the path, the guidance for the practice of meditation is that it is better if we try to apply the practice on the morning, on the early morning. This is slightly a little bit better timing.
대답이 곰디 자뒤삼배다 뒤주 통동 윤 통동 뒤주 통동 이나야 장가망고 어디든지 자고 그래 당고 곰배 가문이 숨쉬들베 양세 자면 안에 제일 곰 대지 규름부 잡토야게 돼 세들 내용데 안 바로 림도 다야마다 당번에 안에 배 규름부 안에 곰 잡지요 말이 숨고요.
As for the way of meditation in terms of the period, it is said that it is best if we can maintain the practice of meditation in a short period. It's short, but however, if we can do it in many times, for each of the time is short, but then many times. So initially we started short. Then along the time, gradually, we can lengthen the period. This is the way to go about it. But initially, we have to start with short but frequent.
아디 쇼게 잡아야게 금진디 가르에서도 삼아 안에 쇼게 가볼래야 곰잡이에나 루심니가 맞추버제 배 흘려제 관다다베 니군은 수봉에서 태대로 수봉에서도 루심니가 때에서 흘고에 봐 송자 어딜라 때는 쇼게 가버들 곰디 약이 용거요래서
We mentioned that among the period of meditation, we mentioned that a morning to be a better timing. What is the reason? Because in general, in the morning time, our body and our mind in a state of a relaxed condition is not too much turbulence in the morning time. Compare, for example, at the night time. Nighttime, usually we would like to get a rest. At that time, between the body and the mind could be some sort in a turbulence or fatigue. So between all the timing period, this is suggested in the morning. The mind and the body in kind of relaxed state of condition.
아니 뭐다 관다들도 곰 잡이는 되고요리 얘네 쇼게 잡아나시 알아서 레당 보아들 용구 말해서 좀제 가르스도 좀 배낭 알아서 관다리 잡이나 아니 뭐 알아서 레게 가르제비나다 지 삼삼 레게 람도 용시기를 삼삼 람도 용시기 말에 니주 드라마다 용시기를 와도도 참마 관다다 곰 잡이가 참마 제용지 니고 가르제베데 된다데 참마 제용거래 단다 곰원에 자야 곰디 삼로데 라보고요. 양 가제게 수주비는 내당고 말아도 곰비하고 차범해봐 송자 남산남서 곰자야게 유디 발라 니물레 가르체유미 이 정말 소제요 미티게 나라 딜랍서 메레게데 야보 중마서 상이 가르치고나 신소를 어떤데 삼제 곰데 야고 용고요 말이 용데 될라 때네 내다 뭐라 쇼게 잡네 야고 열세 디레
So compared to morning, so for afternoon and night time, these two period of time, we cannot get the maximum timing, which is best, which is in the morning time. Because, for example, if we try to do it on the night time, what happens on the night time, usually there is all sort of thing going on in the afternoon time. So during the period in the middle of the day in the afternoon, all sort of things can happen, whether or not we're doing a good job or whether or not have something happen to us, things that people say to us. Then when we come to the nighttime period and we try to meditate, we will have difficulty to maintain the object of meditation, and instead we will think about what happened during the afternoon time. So when this happens, the object of meditation will disappear or not stable. And what happens in the mind is that what people say to me this afternoon, what is not good or what is bad about what I do this afternoon, what I will need to do tomorrow, this all sort of things came up to our mind instead of the object of the meditation. So in short, we can see based on this comparison, for beginners of the path, for beginners in the meditation, the best timing that we can choose of all the course of the day is in the morning time.
다다게 지글레도 같은데 곰데라 안에 배 편유디 내갑기 편유다 탈두기 편유여서 내가 편유디 쉬사서 탈두기 편유를 가르치는다 말아서 탈두전에다 개와치마 편제를 찍으러 다 개와치마 말아서 미루리 질레용도 잠바 안에 미디 리과차보 시라브 유게 안에 대잠도 마세 리과 때모 다다디 세딜레야다 베지 신에게 박자디다 개와치마를 쳐보지 샤유가 송자 어디기 리과 때모 리과 야고 다 어딘데 가리 레세디 삼바 안에 신의 고베 파두기 안에 변해 안에 대잠도 마세다 상계기 고반 토 고반 주비네 앞에 셈 내자디 야고유가 송자 유르도 상계기 고반 주투야 조금 주투야 디 미거디 용어야 이 신을라 되는 용어도 어디 삼아
So for this discussion, actually there is one point of benefit from concentration that we have to mention, because we mentioned there are two types, the temporary and the ultimate. As for the temporary one, we have seen what are the benefits of concentration. And then for the ultimate, of course, the ultimate covers from start from this life into the next life. And after that, the next life, and again, then so forth, up to all those next lives. What kind of next life that we could gain from the practice of concentration? It will be someone who has a great intelligence, a very high intelligence, a very high wisdom, level of wisdom, not just a very high intelligence of wisdom, but a very stable intelligence or very stable wisdom, because the person will have a very strong imprint on the practice of concentration. And for this, the ultimate benefit of concentration is none other than the Buddhahood itself. Because with the good practice of concentration, we can achieve the Buddhahood quickly, in time of quickly, in a quicker period of time, because all the stages needed to accomplish in order to achieve Buddhahood, all can be attained with concentration.
우선 배야 요리 이해는 뒤질래죠
Do we need a break time?
마음에도 선생 도스리다. 나 조금 세야 되기다. 지다 제시를 주어도 류해주리다 가들.
And by this, we have just seen what is meant by concentration meditation.
다 조금랑 간데서 잡으면다 디 고디 주야인다로.
As for the how to conduct the concentration, we are now to see it now.
지당을 아주 뒤열이 가르사. 공자용 뒤담바 튕기를 뒤다 안에 가르사. 치 튕기다 남기 튕기 니다 돌드네 뒤를 답에나 치다 세주기 돈으로 세주 시디 담바당 안저 칼라도스로 칼라도스 다 삼삼만부 쉬버지사 야 삼삼육육지사 야 삼삼 마서제 대 되뇌제비나 야 공기 심지 내제들 묘그를 송거.
So, in order to be able to practice concentration, first we need to see the supporting condition. And for the supporting condition, this can in turn can be divided into two types. The supporting condition which is external and the internal supporting condition. And between these two, first we see what is external supporting condition. And external supporting condition, one aspect that we could observe is the supporting condition in the form of eating. So in general, if we have to eat, the body needs to eat, we need to feed the body, but then let us see how is the eating habit, the way we eat, the way we put the food into the body. In general, sometimes we can eat a lot. In just one course of meal, we eat a lot. On the other time, within a course of meal, we eat a very little. And sometimes we do not eat at all. So between these the three random way of eating, this will in turn affect meditation.
가르레 시디잠바다 지당 칼라 쇼베다 닝고 관다 숨보디 가디이나 망뉴치과 사고르스고 망뉴치과 사베나 간데잉고레 시디잠바 수부디베 혈로 딱다 지네고레 삼삼망고 사이나냐 마왈라테네 나스 저거 나세다야 여러 야 마세버제 대바다 뉴알라서 바도서 냐네 뇽라바다 매베 야 저거 나서라서 바다 수비치 지 참아요 버서리 두체네 나디 고미하고 용어 영어 데 레담고얼리다 공원에 잘 심바다 때 세디 토벌레선을 강에 돼요 말이.
So the way of we try to fit the body in terms of the course of one day. For example, if we we regularly take meals 3 times during the course of one day, for example, in the morning, in the afternoon, and then on night time. The guidance in general can say the amount of the 3 times of the time that we need to take the meal, the amount should be more or less the same. So if we take more or less the same amount of the 3 times that we take the meal, it will in turn affect the body to have a very relaxed state of physical body. It will be different if sometimes we take the amount to be during one specific course of meal to be a lot, way much more, and then the other time we eat very little, and there is another time when we don't take at all different 3 types of amount that is randomly between one course to the other, and this will in turn affect the power of to meditate. And in terms of the eating habit, of course, we are talking for the state of beings, practitioners who are beginners of the path. We are, of course, not referring to the one who already in the expert level, to the one already can master the practice of meditation. We are referring to the beginners one.
시빈을 차네 집으로 가서 삼벌 남유시라마 산이 직 사셔야 되다. 과거 상마 삽시에 잡제다 고문지다圈 야고 용야하고 그런 맵 차야도. 어도서 그 남유가 남유네 시빈만 산이나 그 남유네 곰데라. 배워도서리.
And for this we can add about the habit of eating that each person has. because the habit, if we suddenly disrupt those habits, for example, we take just one example of food is chili, the take of chili. So for someone who doesn't usually take chili and then suddenly he takes chili, then it will affect the body, and the body in turn will affect the meditation. Initially, the person may try to practice meditation, but he doesn't being careful. He takes chili way out of the way he usually eat the chili and affect the body, the stomach, and the initial plan to meditation can be just disappear or cancel because the body cannot in the proper condition to meditate. It will be different if someone who usually take a chili every day, so he knows, the body knows the intake of the chili, it will not affect the physical condition, so it will not affect greatly on the ability to meditate.
세지 고르 디리제라. 다 주베 고르 가르스나 다 마란주 류르티 라레데르다. 류데다 남용 알아주 도지기 둠세다. 류남나 추 딘디세야들 여러와. 다디 다 셔라데시 슈모가체 페나 마란주다 지 슈다데 산제 좀 된데 지 슈구도와. 어디 라버레지 지단 디리다 차다 되는 말이 지단 말아서 샵도지 기름세야 저러. 샵도지 기름세야다 벽에나라 도지 기름 숨도. 도지 기름 숨고야 경제가리에서도 도시세야 되지다 때배 된다래서. 스다비. 말아서 규림부 가세 곰잡이네 고강에 쳐는 마태야게 답에지 고 숙단지 그래도 가져서 도지 기름세 도지에서야 되다 때배 된다 저러.
So what we have just seen regarding the habit of eating, the next need to see about meditation is the posture of the body. And for this, the posture of the body to be applied when meditating is what is called the Vajrasana position. So Vajrasana position is basically the position of the Buddha himself regarding the position of the legs. So it's called Vajrasana. Vajra means the meaning is stable, unchanging. So when we put the legs in the Vajrasana position, the function is to be able to stay in that position, meditating position for a long time in a stable manner. So the posture of the body in the posture of meditating, Vajrasana position.
기시 샵 탐부 맵이나 간드스 대비는 리거스 간다르 강에 맵지 슈거로.
And for those who have difficulty regarding the legs or the posture of the legs, then the guidance, the instruction is to have whatever position which is comfortable, whatever that is not hurting the body, which is comfortable.
아디 두 제제다 차니도 슈고 그래서다 차니도 슈고 그래. 다 직직 디간을 떼고 그래. 디가르스는 탑다 셔랍니 총거래. 탑 인자디 예디 간르리. 이 셔랍 인자 유엔디 고알 제제다 라고 두 슈고 그래. 디 직두 대단지 여러 거라. 두 제제 슈고 그래. 야 통보 제제로.
So that regarding the posture of the legs, as for the hands, when we meditate, we put the hands, the palm of the right hand on top of the left, because the palm of the hand symbolizes, on the right hand is method, on the left hand is wisdom. So wisdom, and on top of this is the method, and joining the two thumbs. By joining the two thumbs together, the right palm on top of the left palm, you put on the left, and you sit with the posture of the body straight, with your back and your torso straight, not leaning forward or backward. You sit with a straight body.
다 계지 동지다 제세 카두르 두지로. 다 만주 나구간라 도지 여비나 바두지 여비나 이 자두 제변은 알아서 부사데 때외간라 사투버 소리지. 밥도 들리지도 그래. 아들 많이 봐야 홍보제 되고 그래.
So the posture of the torso of the body in such a way that is not leaning backward or not leaning forward, we can use the imagine that on top of your nose. Nose is a rock. Then if the rock falls down, it can falls down to the navel. So this is a measurement of the body of the torso is not leaning backward, is not leaning forward. In such a way, it's straight, but still can hold a rock on top of your nose. And then the rock, if suppose it falls down to the navel.
뽕바데 거기 쇼바다를 고여서 두지 똥보 주고 그래 봐. 두지 제제로 뒤 와라 룽로스 쓰지 봐. 두대고 그래. 남녀 말한저 산제 주다만 모두 와. 행거로 지다고 두시래.
Di kasa, di chaki chobare.
너도 나 가르치기도 하고 어디래.
Yes,
뽕바데로 와.
yes.
군다데로 와.
Yes.
다디 디와라데 가르다 이야 그래. 디와라야 룽로스 두지 대고 그래.
Yes.
라고다기 있는 거지 두지 대고 그래.
Yes. So for that we see the posture of the hands, because the hands also at the area of the armpit, the two armpits and the hands. So between the two arms there is a circulation of the air. So the position of the arms is like the Buddha, and also when like the master sitting in front, is the body is like that with the position of the arms, the shoulder and the arms.
짐바디 때지 국거래. 때지 국. 배 잡다 뒤제나 뒤는 때지 유럽에 소리 거래. 짐바디 아니 맙자다 국스거래. 맞아 맙자 메락 여러 메락 뒤는 때지 국스리 거래.
Direct.
아, 이 반대로 많이 봤대 소리. 인조 갑도를 봐.
Yes, yes. As for the position of the throat, which is in the area of the neck, the analogy is that it's like the position of the neck of a peacock. So when you observe a peacock, the main thing here is that the point is to make is the throat in such position is not leaning backward. It's not leaning backward. It's straight, just a little bit leaning forward, but not too much, as if the throat of a peacock.
나 대제려야다 미그나셀 팝스거다. 맞아 미그디 때에나 나고 그때 통보 거래. 얘네 나고를 따야요 말이야. 말아서 유가를 공부해나 뒤 공부를 만다 나고를 때에나 유디라도 그러. 기시 맞을 때에나 나고 그때디 다 나고 레벨 시비나 다 통보 말아. 또 날레 시비도네 통보 말아. 이 거네 지게로 누조베다 도스베 세부통으로 나고 쳐면데. 맞아 에시아도 나고 중조래도 간단 나고 이제 통보리지 거래.
So for the position of the eyes must be looking downward, but not closed eyes. You're looking downward towards the point of the nose, but not looking at the nose. It's the direction of the eyesight pointed toward the tip of the nose. Well, it will depend on the type of the nose. Usually there is type of people with a pointed nose. And then there is other type of nose, which is a small nose, so you cannot see the point of the nose. But anyway, the eyesight is heading toward the tip of the nose, but you are not looking at the nose. If you are looking at the nose, we are not looking at the tip of the nose. We just pointed the eyesight toward that direction because the mind will be put on the object. If suppose the eye looking at the pointed nose and you see your own pointed nose, that means you already lose the object of meditation.
다치 깨나 잘서라. 그래서 찌찌디야 깨나 잡고 걸. 그래서나 찌찌디야 깨나 잡이나 안에 말아도 카마감이야. 현재 주름 보이잖아. 가서 카감 거라. 니과 감 된거라 간다. 도서 감에 제가 찌디야 깨나 잡대비나 추디기 안에 감고 말했습니다.
And next we need to see the position of the tongue, because the position of the tongue, you have to lift it upward and towards behind the front teeth, upward. The function is to to keep the mouth in such a condition that is not dry. Because when we allocate a long time meditation, the mouth can be dry. So if we put the tongue just behind the front teeth, it will prevent the mouth to be dry.
추다 소니랑 법수 샤스 말아서 초도되다 소디 남유간데 되고래 다가라 되고래 야 곰 남유 다 민다와 곰자데 카숨바 서더서 하나베 비바데 제비나 안 우야마 땅투고 말이 야고 용고야 말아 그 남유 곰이야 말아 오늘 전에 우디 나구니 야마 주고요래마다 카이네 주고요 말아 오늘 제비나로 니나야 아주 마고미나 삼삼 카이네 주고로 카다 나구니가네 주고로 제자 꼭 리메비나 안에 야구용 거 말고 남주 간데 샤고를 따가라 샤샤고르다 남주 말아서 카숨제 되고를 카야 때지 제거를 간데 주고를 남주 간데 되고는 디되고.
The next we need to pay attention is the position of the lips. So the position of the lips, the instruction here is to maintain as natural as possible. So meaning, usually sometimes there are people who breathe through their nose, but also breathing through the mouth, because the mouth can be slightly open. So there can be, when you open the mouth, then breathing go through the nose and also go through the mouth. But if you close the mouth, then breathing only happens in the nose. But then it will depend on each person's habit. There could be people can naturally close the mouth in a natural state of closing, but then there are people who naturally the mouth are slightly open. So between the two, or the position of the lips, the mouth is to say according to the natural habit. You put it in the natural habit, what you usually put the position of your lips.
다 칠로기 뒤드네저로 다 세주니 세야데 세다 루지 쪼가디 드르지리 다 낭로기 디가드리 시디사바 다 지단이 제비나 가라주 다지 셈뉴모 초라 마다야다 남도 라만다 유야도 상마파 까고로 원에 제비나 수필레가다 드르 마위응고레디 남도디 파 까고로 다 남용 알아도 디셔라 까투고요 말어 얘네 곰잡이 뒤주디나로 수수베 까마정아 자고요나다 까마주 자고네 뒤주간 가져서 자고나 당번에 수술 차시여로 차시디 여버 뒤주디 나로라니 레게이나리 김자이나리 다더벌레가 다지 가리면 싸원이네 삼로 당기면 다곰 거라간마다 챤다 삼로 추네 당기면 삼베디 나로게디 빠제디 파카야디디.
So we have just seen what is the supporting condition externally regarding eating and regarding the posture of the body. And after that, we need to see the internal supporting condition. And for this, mainly, we must be watch out for the kleshas and all discursive thoughts that we have, because at the time of meditating, we need to stop the klesha. We need to stop all the discursive thoughts. For example, what happens in our mind? So mainly, mostly is about our work, it's about our suffering, it's about our difficulties, and this is in general from daily day-to-day basis. We are not able to stop them. In a sense, we are incapable of stopping our mind from thinking about those things. But then, if suppose we have planned to do meditation for however long time period that we decide to, be it like, for example, 15 minutes, or we decide to do for 10 minutes. So we put a plan in our 10-minute meditation. And during this 10-minute meditation, we strive as best as we could and put effort as best as we could. We are not to think about work. We are not to think about family. We are not to think about our plans or difficulty, whatever. We are to allocate these 10 minutes to the object of the meditation. So this is the supporting condition which is involved the internal condition.
조금 제베이나 가디네 답에 다가라 감바디 도지 기둥지야다 도저 상마 들리 지고 그래서는 내버도 지고비 내봐요 말이 지고고 말했어요. 고라직 뒤뒤 중바다 사자라바다 뒤뒤지야 고갑라비나 디제베는 고 약고용고요래 사전나만한 저기 슈당이 터내다 안에베 지랍줘야다 디 용고요서로 제가 나 된되게 즉 사자 마라 된되 이미나 안에 삼르디 다가라 땅다다가라래 두지르주래.
As for the position of the meditation posture regarding the concentration meditation, when we mentioned there is a Vajrasana position, of course, this is not a definite compulsory because it will depends on the timing and depends on the location. Sometimes we cannot find the proper time or the proper place. So it's not necessarily to be in the posture of the meditation posture, a strict meditation posture. The way to maintain a strict meditation posture, of course, this is something that is beneficial. For example, the Buddhas always in the meditation posture. If we emulate the posture meditation, of course, this posture carries a blessing. But suppose we cannot find the proper timing or the proper place, there is no compulsory that we must sit in the posture of meditation during the concentration meditation. However, regarding the state of the mind is more important. We have to make sure the condition which is proper for the state of mind to conduct concentration.
다단다 류남나 취 딘디시야디 간디리스디 잡아 고랑기 팬도르디 찍디로 콜 디제베나 류 총보여라 갑둘라 류 총보이나 셈디 총거리 해서 그래서 류 총보이나 셈디 총거리 해서 셈디 야고 용거다 류 딱다 디지디 말 류디 야고 중요데 류 종나 짜 동세 류지 짜디 빼 야고 용거래 짜디 교리야데 짜 봐도 교구로 이 야고 용거래 류 종나 짜 동세 짜 종나 아니 셈종 세거다 사데 야고 디지디 셈디 딱딱 가와샤네 야고 되거래 셈종나 셈디 랑이 공지 유지 미과지 여러와데 따다 네투거래 다 디레.
So for the posture meditation, the meditation posture, of course, this is important because we will see it by its benefit. So it's important to maintain a straight posture of the body because a straight body in turn can have a straight channels within the body. If we have a straight channels within the body can be maintained in a straight position, then in turn the channels will affect the state of the mind. Meaning that if we can maintain a straight posture, the straight posture in turn with the straight channels, the channels in turn we have a strong mind. The mind can abide in the object. It can stay in the object. So this is the function of a posture.
아딘데 고메이나로다 조금 더 간데지구레서나다 치류 세게 권에 된데지그레스 슈사비에 다 남게 셈지 권에다 지다 남도 윤야도서 파까고레스야디 슈사이 다 간데지 공부레 시디삼바 다 고메이나 가르 고메이나 디그레다 페르사산에 디자블로 리무치 고거지도와 왜냐 이 고메이나 디그레 곰대와디 표지 디인서리로 마두디미아 시비는 곰대와디도와 다 림보지기 구바르 될 시제다 림보지기 구바르 되다 나라도 빠라라 나도 차 세베이나 아나 파르도 가제저지로 어디 가두데리지 안 되네야 토버시라 마이바 마마버시라 마이바 아니 디 먼저 미때나 갑둘로 여버지기도 뇌지 아니 공부시고 그래서 나고 어디시다.
So after we have seen what is regarding the external condition about the eating habit and then the posture of the body, and then we have seen what is the internal supporting condition, we stop all the discursive thoughts, all the clashes, then it comes for the concentration itself. And for the concentration, we need to determine on the object. And for the object, we can just strictly choose from the object that is present here in the temple. And from all the object, we can see in front of us, there is a picture or photo of Rinpoche. So let's take the object is the photo of Rinpoche. And then for the photo of Rinpoche, you imagine it present in front of you. in the distance that is, for example, is when you prostrate up to the point that you could prostrate, that is the distance between yourself and the picture that you imagine present in front of you. And then for the point where it is located, it's not too high, it's not too low. Just imagine the position of the eye, your eye, how low or how high is your eye. When you cast your sight in front of you in the distance of one prostration, then you immediately can see the object.
다단다 림보치 구바르디 때서 첨부도 와.
음.
아마도 지중된데 저 공세대. 네 충중 공부래. 당고디 아주 미바디 충중디 공부에는 미기야라 레라워요. 인류 림보치 구바르다가라 임벨라 지중된데 저 충중지 앞에 충중이 봐 가실래 빼 세보. 이게 도와다 어떤데 지금 얘로 공부하셔야 돼.
As for the size of the photo, you can see this is a relatively big size. Then when we imagine the photo or the object in front of us, try to imagine in the size of a thumb. So it's small. The reason for small size is because it will affect the meditation itself. We can have a very clear concentration, on small size. So it is about the size of a thumb.
네 곰디 잠바다 지 삼삼은 나파스티페 림부당에 소리 삼삼 통두당에 되냐면 남유 가르네 당고에는 어디 당고에만도 삼삼 숙청보다 삼삼 충중당냐 삼삼 림부당 삼삼 통두당 지에서는 왜 야고 임무야 말 남유 간데서 당고도 어디 저 미바디 피기 다되고
When we already imagine the object in front of us in the size of the thumb, then what is the condition of mind? For example, our state of breathing. So when the mind already take the object and the mind try to put the mind on the object, then try to not have a irregular rhythm of the breathing. So sometimes when you sit down, then you breathe too long, you exhale too deep, or at other time or other point you inhale too deep also. So it is irregular rhythm. Try to breathe normally, naturally, not to hold back any breath, not to inhale or exhale any more than you usually do. Try to be as natural as possible, while the mind try to stay at the object.
아주 정말 저바 룰루로 아주 정말 지금 인다 다다니 공단디 슈차로 어디를 지디제 안에 마도 지디 잠바 삼로 드라마다 코나 삼로 가리나 까고 말했어 삼로 다가라 당신이 되래 이나야 미국의 제주예요 말이야 뭐지데 미국의 촌이 제마주 뒤 술래야 삼로디 까가지면은 까고 고란 남도 차도고 그러냐 삼로 파디 까기 인삼전에 고 남도 차도고 삼로 가르 코네 내가 비고 이나야 림부치 그 구바데 촌이 제마주제 까마직인다 까마직
Yes. So now it's time for us to try this meditation now. So when we already imagine the object being the Rinpoche in the size that we determine and the distance that we already determined. We will try now. As for the state of mind, of course, there will be all sort of mind coming to your mind, and the instruction is that not to cut down all those minds. They will come, let they come, but don't forget the object. If you cut the mind roughly, then when you try to cut all the mind roughly, then there is a danger it becomes a discursive thoughts. So when all sort of minds come, you let them come, it's okay. But don't forget the object. Try as much as possible to maintain the object while you take note of what happened to your mind, and we will do it for the course of 1 minute. Don't close your eyes, just let your eyes open, don't close them.
Country join. Country is true.
How was it?
나통도 re지레도와 지금 갈랍서 re지레도와 야네 리부치 세고 시고지 제거도와 야나 세고 많이 갈랍들도 많이 라브리부로 가람 어디 라 딜레도가 country join.
How is Rinpoche? How was Rinpoche that you meditate? Is it very bright and clear? Or is it very dark that you are not clear? Or is it not dark and not clear, not both of them? What is the state of the object of your object? How is it? How did you saw Rinpoche in your meditation?
야나 삼루디圈内배 디가나 마대지 마대군디 상마 전송 간디제스로 삼삼 들리지 그래 삼루디 바깥에는 상마 남도 상마 조용거려 그랑
Or else perhaps you cannot think about at all at the object of meditation, and then all sorts of your thoughts coming towards you because you try so hard to cut them. Because this is normally what happens when we try to cut the flow, the current of our mind. The moment we try to cut or stop them, that is the moment then that come running toward, pouring toward us. So when we try to cut it roughly, that's when they come. That's when they attack us. They flow toward us. Is it what happens? Perhaps.
남유든데로와 나 자주지 셈 까마치 검 라비나 자주지 셈圈里 된거 말이야 배 라도지 남도 현다 용지 야 현다 가르 고민에 디그리 자주 셈圈을 마고마세 라비나 다야 자주 셈 장냐 되는 거 그러나지 내가 몰라 들으리지도
So this is a very natural for beginners in terms of how to cut down what we don't want to wish to happen and how to generate what we wish to happen in our mind. Because for beginners, usually what happens is that when we say meditate bodhicitta for 1 minute, and for that 1 minute we cannot think at all about bodhicitta, it doesn't come. What happens during that 1 minute? All sorts of other thinkings except bodhicitta happens at that 1 minute when we say meditate on bodhicitta. On the other hand, when we say don't think about bodhicitta at that 1 minute, and that time don't think about bodhicitta, then what happens is that then we remember bodhicitta when we are told not to remember bodhicitta during the course of 1 minute. That is normal what has happened on how to cut down what is not to think, and then how to generate the object of meditation. If we are not skillful, then what is to be cut down, instead of being stopped, then they come, or the other way around, when we don't want to think about it, then it comes.
어디 직제에서다 줌디 딱 그래 줌 지금 그러서다
Really? Anything happen in the
민들 어디서래 예산다 검지다 조다르지 들으리지다 다디 다기 슈바나지 주주 통동 Trang Mambo Watu San, Tape, Kumdi, the Yabuji Chan, Tambodi, Semdi, Sherane Midua, Semdi Gana Yabune to Mari, Yudi Seba Shera Yomari. Kokaleka Leka, the Yang and Yando di Comne, or Comdia, which had Semdi Gana Dea during the Doya. Yudi to Seba Chayadi, and Seba Serdoyadi, tending where is it? That the Pajani Shuni Grow.
So what we have just seen just now is precisely the way to do concentration meditation. And the instruction is that we do it in short period of time, but frequent, many times. And we do it in such a way that there is a habit of meditation being built up. Because if we do it properly in short period and frequently, then the result can come eventually. As of for now, maybe because we are very beginners, early beginners of the concentration, the object itself is not clear, then the object cannot stay for a long time. If we try to practice gradually, slowly but surely, then the object itself will become clear, and then the way we can maintain the object becomes longer and longer. And this is the way to practice the meditation. If you apply in such a gradual process, for sure, the end result is that you will gain the concentration.
Tambo to do it, Yat, the Johom DJ. Yat, Yat, Jebum Jeko, Jejoni, Remejagi Jagiro. Karsana, Johom de Becuring wood, the Jogo ko Shukchabashera Yoma. Yat, Jebum Jeje, Yabeji, when I was Lamarji Miana, the Lamadigi Yun Train, Yun de Kaju Karakarina, those train, there but the Bay Shukchabachand. Is Shukchabachand, Yat, Tabaran.
Once we have already applied the concentration meditation and we can maintain the mind on the object for a certain period of time, then we can alternate it with the analytical meditation. So basically, between concentration and analytical, we have to interchange between the two, alternate between the two. Because when we initially apply the concentration and we gain the certain stableness, but then the stableness will decrease. When it is start to decreasing, then we can apply the analytical meditation. For example, we analyze or we meditate on the spiritual masters, the qualities of the spirit masters, the special traits of the spiritual master in order to generate faith. Utilizing the analytical meditation. After we gained this analytical meditation strength, then we alternate again this analytical meditation again back to concentration. So in this way that we alternate between the two, concentration and analytical.
What did it? Jasa data will come Yaguji, each woman, Madu Kumdi, Yagu, Tembayana Nimatapa, Dojepe Kumdi, Yagutemina. Mone Komla, Zudun, Sana, Tore Jeji, Comin, the Yuring and our two Nanoleyata, Shine, Yulikitu, Sungurata, Koran, Ser de Jena. That I do Yagujavini, Dingel, and our knee soon. Shinga, the Lunalolata, Yumur, Kazi, Yuring, our two Nantulia, and Shine, Jogum, Sigurata, Shinigi, and a Yulikigri, the Lusunarita.
So this is the way to train concentration. And the way to train concentration, we must to put it into a gradual process, into a continuous practice. And in such a way, if we really want to generate concentration, we must practice, train it every day. And if we are able to practice every day in order to achieve concentration, it is said that one can achieve concentration for the course of timing of 6 months. So if one truly put into the practice of concentration, he can gain concentration in 6 months' time. He can generate the samadhi or concentration in 6 months' time. But then, of course, if one really want to train it again, Of course, there can be one can gain concentration in 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months is also possible. But in general, if we really put into it, practice every day, you can gain concentration in 6 months' time. In your stream of consciousness, there is a quality which is called concentration. You can achieve this in 6 months period.
对局做事的话，现在那的对嘛都虚图嘛，从其他这边呢，我们就过来被加钱不的，俺那就忙不了，对的准备呢，俺那家都呀就我们就讨论呀，需要给别人需要意思。
And by this, we are about to running out of time for elaboration because this is a relatively very short. On the other hand, the meditation as a topic is a very vast and it's very wide coverage. And for this, we hope that in the future time, we can again have the opportunity to discuss about meditation.
那对我这里讲的那个。
And by now, we could come straight to the question and answer. Nghe chung ki korla. Nghe chung ngone ta nghe chung zuma. Perna nghe chung ngansot nghe chung kedu sedi matok chapapanya di nghe chung zuma tenderebes. Shen nghe chung ngone di kewa chema chamala di chapala pangus. They say now nouns.
What is you?
So the question? Yeah, they want you to read it, I think.
Oh, do I need to read it?
Yeah.
The sorry.
Is it how much you've done?
So, some questions is related to pronunciation, and using the example they shall give, is it possible to say pure renunciation is renunciation from pleasures or future lives and samsara as a whole, whereas the term faith is renunciations of attachments to things in this life?
That's it.
Di takaran diwadir.
Takaran diwadir.
Oh.
Oh, that's it. Ngenju zuma se jena da country na da kanda ngenju ngone se ya di chida dende ro ane marazo da ji chedi na re chechima ina re kanda le nyo be da kola ke chinje le ya dungi ge rang xin chi res 제자 동에 타달래 타르바지 인지민지 토고기 두 삼에 삼로데 마라즈 로에 쇠바자 많이 봐 나나 휴지 코랑 랑싱 안에지 용바지 준비해나 와데려야 민중원에서야 되리스 이단다 마라즈 민중원에 마게 바인 바 손자 마라즈 쇠거로 와다 안에 개와 디나레 개와 치마이나레 안에 지 레뇽가 콜레 개비나 안에 동이마다 야마라 안에 타르바 토고 두고두 인지미지 톱고 두세 맞아 삼리 쇠세주지 여러 어디 주문다 버려다 내주 주문 디산디로
Yes.
이나 내주 주문에데 이거 내주 고쳐거다 지다 말아도 인주 주문도 뭐네 말이다
Yes. So for the term, when you say the fake renunciation, of course, we are not sure if there is such thing which is called fake renunciation, according to the question. But for this, let us try to see what is renunciation, the real renunciation. So for renunciation is a quality developed when we think about this life and all the next life, they're due to the karma and klesha that one being is still to be reborn again and again in the cyclic existence. And so long one is reborn in the cyclic existence, then the nature of cyclic existence is a suffering, and then this being would like to be free from all those sufferings and would like to achieve liberation. And when this thought no longer a thought, when this thought is something that is natural, that is there by itself, then this is a renunciation, or perhaps we say this is the real renunciation. But then there is another level of renunciation, which is called, with following the question, we say fake renunciation. What is fake renunciation? Fake in this case in terms of not a real or genuine renunciation, because we still have to put effort into thinking about it, into generating it. So fake in the sense that we think about it, we think how this life is suffering, how all the lives in the samsara is suffering due to the karma and the klesha, and we think that we need to be free from all these sufferings, we need to achieve liberation. All these are thoughts. We put effort in generating it, then this is a renunciation, but still with effort, or fake renunciation. But fake renunciation is not entirely bad, in terms that if this fake renunciation is the one that you are referring, that the one we are referring to, which is renunciation with effort, this is the beginning to achieve the real renunciation. If someone who already can think he want to renounce the suffering of cyclic existence, even though it is a fake, it is beginning towards the real renunciation. Thì qua như vậy thì rồi chẳng đang ý xin nói với drama theo bao nhiêu revis.
What is the difference between green Tara and Chintamani Tara, if any?
다디 개발의 요 말이 쓰고라. 다 들어가이 가서 이신노고 들어가 이신노고들아. 들어가 이신노고서 지다 말하는 들어가 이시콜로스기도. 다 지다 들어가 이시콜로다 들어가 전장도수 지다 다 남배 찬에 개발의 요래에서는 요리 직가버리 들어가 노고이나다 간다고디 우도 가버리 전장데 장버리 이나야 규기 찬에 들어가 지구지기하레스.
So we can say there is no difference between Tara and Chintamani Tara, because if you say Chintamani Tara, apart from the Tara itself, the green Tara, and then the Chintamani Tara, also when we address the white Tara, we also call the white Tara as wish-fulfilling will. So Chintamani Tara or wish-fulfilling will, the white Tara, on the appearance, they are different, we can tell, because, for example, one is white in color, the other is green in color, but that's on the appearance. As for the nature, they are all the same Tara in terms of the mind stream. The nature is the same, which is Tara. Yeah. Now, next question.
Thank you, Geshe-la. You will say that for those who have received amongst other great initiations, it was mentioned about the visualizations of oneself as Ayatara, arising from emptiness and then dissolving. It was said meditation on emptiness is a must. How long does one need to do so?
Iwadi Wang Chen Kapna, tene sorgi to jang di gongro, to jang di kiesung, tene inchi minchi di tongni di gong, tongni la di samlo tang, tene tim, samlo la tim, tene tongni gong du, tuju mangyung ring tong di kachere du.
다디 간데레 시디자마 다 간다르 주주 드라마 전장데로 수수 전장의 뭐를 끼고 이나다 간데시 끼고리스야 디다 된다 도도 디리도 와로
Yes.
다디가 간데시 끼고리스 디자마 다 말아줘 가상킹이 쉬고나시 말아줘 깨왕아만에 디로 디니 깨와 치마 누겐게 나시야지 유네 열이로 다 어디 데데 나데 파타튼 세비나 파세가 치면나 민두 세야저라다 민두 삼 지역에 데데 삼로디 코소나 데데 삼로랑 다가랑 갑둘라다 지지 드라마 전장 영어리 교수 삼다 지지 통도지래 영어 데데 커뮤니티 거다 만도다 데데게 동반이 동이 거라 지지 드라마 고미야 말해서라 데데게 데데게 나디 세나 큐니야 민두 삼베 삼로지거로 어디 삼로 거라 지지 드라마 거기 그래서
So basically the question is, how do we meditate ourselves arising as the Tara, either during the initiation or when doing the practice? How do we imagine ourselves arise as the Tara? And for this is basically the explanation that already been given in the previous session when we explain about there is no I. In general, we can say there is an I, there is in the previous life, and then the I that reborn in this life, that we say this is me, this is I, and then this I that going to continue in the next life when we take another rebirth, the I, but then there is no I. There is no I. Why? Because when we try to search for the I, it doesn't exist. And the mind that is searching the I, then realizing that the I doesn't exist, the mind, this mind, realizing the realized mind, then take the form of Tara. And after it's taking the form of Tara, how long does it need to stay? It doesn't need to stay too long. At the time when he already take the form of Tara, then that is quite relatively short. So when the mind is trying to search for the I, and it's not the emptiness, it will, when we meditate on emptiness, there could be a sense when there is nothing at all, there is empty. It's not that emptiness that becomes the Tara, but the mind which analyze, which cannot found the I, the mind that realize there is no I, this mind take the form of Tara.
다 데이터베 삼루디 동의도의 로몬에 말해디 이나 제마고 동의도의 로몬이 줄록이래 거라 동의도의 로 지통바세리라 동의도의 로 잡아래 이나 동의도의 로몬에 말이 제일 동의도의 로몬이 줄록이지.
Yes. So the mind which is searching for the I and realizing there is no I, and then this mind taking the form of Tara, this is the mind that is realizing emptiness. The mind perceiving emptiness was taking appearance as Tara. At the given time, at that moment, this mind is not the real emptiness itself, but in the future, this is going to be the real realization of the emptiness. This is going to be the wisdom perceiving emptiness directly. Next question.
It was said that Princess Yashodhara became Tara, and it was also said that Tara is the manifestations of Buddha Avalokitesvara. Can Geshe-la explain how Tara, which has a separate mind and mind continuum, which is from Princess Yashodhara, is a manifestations of Avalokitesvara, which has different mental continuum? I can understand that all Buddhas have the same nature, but am not clear how Tara is a manifestations of Avalokitesvara.
Sokchik la ya logyu yeshe dawa jema di dolmarwa yeshe dawa la ne chok semparwa dolma dang chendesiki dewa yores konyi di dewa gandedo karna the dolma dang chendesiki dolma di chendesiki trulba rebes.
다 데이터로 지다다 안에 다다가 라즈 개바데 다다 개바지로 개바데 개바 상부시고 개바 상부시야 가르스나 산제 똥 탐바 전에서 직디들 산제 똥 줘봐 임바 선자 개바 상부리에서 다마저 개바 상부리에서 당에마 개바 톡바메 바시야지 갑라 안에 기노 디마메 바시야지 디마메베 왜 라고도다 디마메 바시야지 점으로 어디 값으로 안에 지주들마다 안에 상계 차로 뭐네 제가 지주들마다 속에 상계 망보지기 안에 배 안에 가서 외세침에 원구래서다 다다 기노 디마메 바텔라 다다 닝지 원구래다 뭐데 상계 탐지기 닝지 임발라 남바데 외세기 남바쇼네 안에 디 기노 디마메 바텔라 파팀레 파팀발라 때네 기노 디마메 바데 파바체레스기 뭐 주그래서 파바체레스 차브레
So for this, we can see based on the timeline, because for example, now at the present moment, this is called the fortunate era, the fortunate eon. Why this is called fortunate era? Because at this era, as this eon, there are many Buddhas who becomes a Buddhas. Many Buddhas come, can be thousands of them. So because there are thousands of Buddha, this era, this eon is called a fortunate eon. Then there is in the past, in the beginningless time, since the beginningless time in the past, apart from this fortunate era that is now, in the beginningless era, there is a monk who is called the stainless light. At the time of the monk, which is a stainless light, the monk stainless light, the Tara already becomes a Buddha. So Tara, along with all the Buddhas, so include Tara and all the Buddhas which are limitless in number, these Buddhas confer the great initiation. The great initiation, which is the nature, is none other than the great compassion, but the appearance in the form of great light. So Tara in the group of all the Buddhas, limitless Buddhas, confer the great initiation. The nature is the great compassion in the form of the great light to the monk, which is called stainless light. And because the nature is a great compassion, the monk who is being conferred the great initiation, this monk, stainless light, become Avalokiteshvara.
디 제레야다야 디신셔바다 마요르바다다 겨울이나라서 그냥 상계 탐지기냐 안에 외세집에 왕양자지고래 대가 그래서 시럽기 왕고래서 다 뭐데 상계 탐지기 안에 비 시럽 임발라 남바데 외세기 안에 남바르 교네 안에 바가 제레스는 파팀송어다 파팀버리 파팀이 되자마다 안에 말기 닝지 왕구유 닝지디다 제소 시럽기 왕구유다 시럽다 안에 닝지니가 다 그래서 바가 제레스를 야 용기 추도 상계 바가 제레스기 답이지 그게 파팀이래 나가다.
So after that, then there is the 5 Dhyani Buddha. There are 5 Dhyani Buddha, and then the 5 Dhyani Buddha in turn confer the great initiation in the form of the great light, which is the nature of this great initiation is the wisdom aspect. So the nature is wisdom, but the appearance in the form of the great light, this great initiation by the 5 Dhyani Buddha in turn confer to Avalokiteshvara. So by now, Avalokiteshvara has received both the great compassion initiation and the wisdom initiation. These two is regarding as the union of the father and the mother within Avalokiteshvara.
제사다 디 셰랍디다 닝지니고디다 이압용기 추도 슈르와 어디 슈네 내래 다디 바바제레스게 투가르마다 닝지디다 셰랍니 찍도 제네 아 샴부르제네 아니 지주도 뭐 충분해서 일라고라 배낭아라도 네게 이메나 하다 마이 디제비에나 가도 부기기로 어디나시 이압 안에 가르사 닝지디다 윰 셰랍니라 때네 이 찍도 데발라 때네 안에 지주도만 바바제레스게 투간만 두 중물이에서 그라.
So by the time that Avalokiteshvara received the wisdom initiation, that means he contains both the great compassion initiation and the wisdom initiation, as if the initiation of the father and the mother. So within the mind stream of Avalokiteshvara contain both the father and the mother, the wisdom and the great compassion. And from this, the union of great compassion and the union with wisdom, great compassion and wisdom, like when we are born from our father and mother, the union of father and mother, and create a child. So the union of great compassion and wisdom in turns from Avalokiteshvara, great compassion and wisdom, bear in the form of Tara.
다 된대 지주 드마디다 뭔지 하나 보면 이신다와시야디 유치거래스 이날 군이 찍바 말이 보면 이신다와디 상 마제베 간사지려 상제 말이 다다 지주 드마디 상 계사베 간사지려 군이 로가리 이나야 군이 유치거래
So when the Tara already born as a Buddha Tara, then what is the relation of this Tara with the Princess Yasodhara? So the Princess Yasodhara, the two of them is the same continuum, but it's not exactly the same, because the Princess Tawa as a person is not enlightened. When the Buddha Tara becomes a Buddha, this already an enlightened being. So they two are not the same, but we can say they say same continuum, but the two are different. One is a person who is not enlightened, one is a Buddha.
지라스 이거 이 말이 좋아디
Ingir.
남아디나 나 이제 안에 갈사 다 까브레로와 다 지금 산 제레시 미나리 지주 드마이나네 다 개와만 먹으면 산 개사로 걔네다 심진지 되면 뭐 나로와다 제가 까브레 지주 드마레 파파 제레시 중요하라 파파 제레시레 대 지주 드마 중요하다 이 뭐였어요 그 뒤줄이 뭐라 그나도 심진이 되는 거에 봐 손상 답에 지기 중요한 지기 개개요서 말이.
So by now we see there is a Avalokiteshvara as a Buddha and there is Tara as a Buddha. Of course, they are doing their activity as Buddha. What does a Buddha do? A Buddha helps all sentient beings. And the Buddha does this during a very long period of time, since beginningless of time, as long as sentient beings still exist. So during those long, very, very long period of time, there can happen when from Tara comes Avalokiteshvara, or the other way around, from Avalokiteshvara then comes Tara. This can happen, why? Because the two of them have already doing the activities for such a very long time, from eons to eons. So it is very possible. So when we say is Tara coming from Avalokiteshvara, this is something possible. Avalokiteshvara is a deity coming from Tara, the other way around. This is also possible. The two state of condition is not contradicting each other.
나 뒤주서 그래서 나 지주와 유나 가리나. 뒤주선에 좋아서다.
Yes.
뭐지? 마인 간두.
Yeah. So
아달라기디 코션.
yeah.
응?
Yeah, 주주 조성.
응, 뒤주서더라.
Yeah.
수다 앞에서 오더냐. 나비구나. 아달라기. 야야 왜? 좀 사도하자.
Yeah.
응.
One more, yeah.
Please can Geshe-la give an explanation of the 100 syllable Tara mantra in terms of the significance, etc.
Drome songi kejo tampenyon di desenaunas.
야. 나디 지라 안에 가슴 지슈로 다 옴다리 두다리 둘이 소화해야 되러 옴세야 되다 이아오 마숨요레스 예숨지 말하자 마타비 류가 이숨디 안에 답이 구숨 지주되면 뭐 봐줘야지 안 쳐버려서 어쩌지.
So for this mantra, it's actually a 10-syllable Tara mantra, which is Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. And for this, the first syllable Om, this consists of 3 syllables in turn, O, A, Ma. And for O, A, Ma consists within the syllable Om, the first syllable. This representing the body, speech of mind, which is to be in turn transformed into the body, speech of mind of Tara herself.
Om Siati Twenatira. Tari Siati Twenakari City Sambo. Simjinam Gisero. And Simjinam Gita, Maketa, Tatola, Sobi, and Garsa, the Simjinam Koi to Mele Tree, George Chane, and Dramas, Tari Siati. Tari Siatiro, Simjinam Koi to Mele, George Chane, and Taris.
As the second syllable is Tare, the meaning is that to liberate all sentient being from all the ocean of suffering, and which is called liberator. And this liberator is referring to the Tara. This is the meaning from the second syllable Tare.
Tutare Siati, Simjinam Gita, Yuji Maketa, Tatola, Sobi, Jiquatela, Sobi, George Chane, Tutare City.
And the next one is Tutare. The meaning is that in order to dispel all the pride and jealousy and the fear of all sentient beings, this is the function of the Tara in the syllable Tutare.
Turi Siati, Twendati Kari City Samba, that Simjinam Giki, Nan Natala Sobi, Tumi, Hamje, and George Chane, Turis, and Shubris.
And the next syllable is Ture. The meaning is that in order to overcome all the sickness and the suffering of all sentient beings, the function of the Tara is like this in the syllable which is called Ture.
Yang ya Turis Yadi, Twenda Shendachila Kari City Samba, Shizu Jamalaya, Marazu, Swata Yina, Marazu, Dede Kari Imian, Jokuta, Nurbu, and a to be China. The
other meaning of the syllable Ture is that whenever one practitioner supplicate to the Tara, then Tara can quickly, swiftly, and immediately, effectively will grant whatever wishes that is being supplicated to her.
So how see the Nakari City some Shivar Chebitin Resita, not some mineral, so how see Shivar Chebitin. Kari Shivar Chebi Samba, and a Simjin Namgi, Nanaza to me, King a Parchegi to me, Poe to me la soba, to me Tamje Shivar Chebi Chane, and a Soha Merberes.
And the last syllable is called Soha, and Soha means is to pacify. What is to be pacified? This is referring to all the suffering, the sickness, and the difficulty, the obstacles, or to all the sentient beings that are still in the cyclic existence, is to pacify all the sufferings of cyclic existence.
So Hasia di Chita Nabi, and Junga Gesiro, Nabi Ju. Ma Kandiji Mibene, Yana so higher, Yana whom you're the Ningarunchi, Yungori. Ma Kandiji Imbina, Ma Para, tending in Mati Imbina, Nijimi Gola Sia the Gor. Kana Dan Jula, Sohata, whom Garuji Gogari.
And the other meaning of this Soha at the end of the mantra, this is precisely the function, is the closing syllable. So for a mantra to be a mantra, it has to have a closing syllable, be it Soha, or the other one is Om. So for mantra, at the beginning, we have the opening syllable, which is Om. And after that, we have the closing syllable, be it Soha or Om, that constitute a mantra.
What to see it, that's our that didn't Tamaran that Nidoni should have shiro. Then Nidoni should have she, Nalogeta, Maranzo, and Chezogeta, Katam Drashulin. Roda the Chezogi, Maranzo, Chendere of Dita, eating Juktubachi, the rest.
And by this, we have completed the explanation about the mantra. And for this, we come to the end of this session. Within this session, now is the session that we are going to complete together at this particular time and moment tonight in the year of 2024, which takes place in the location which is called the Kadam Tashichuling.
And that Keranzo, that the most. And a piggy in a ane be taje kan le singing mi na de sama be ji ni ma mambu tu ju mambu de le ju do de yina ya ajam ye to na chimbo nambo de ngone ta ni ke sembu kabuta ane be ji su yira shu gu yes.
The fact that we can complete this session together during the course of session, there are a lot of session and many days. And during those course of days, you still participate in this kind of session, in this closing session. I personally would like to say thank you because I feel very glad and joyful, and I rejoice in your participation for your interest in the Dharma.
나 나랑 이번에다 시라 신기 말이디 이내 지금 가세 투두기다 배지 림보체라 소베다 배지 수수 라마남지 투지 진압라 때네 안에 때지 여버디 안에 계란돌마 지 퓨투바디 아장기 깨와서 뭐다 가보시라 중스.
For myself, of course, personally, I really feel that I do not have any specific qualities or capabilities. It is only due to the blessing of the Kyabche Tapo Rinpoche, being the spiritual masters. The master granted the blessing, and of course, we try to maintain the blessing. And from this blessing, I try to offer as best as I could in terms of explanation.
다 마마 시행이 뭐니 이내래 캐나도 년경이 이내래 다 간다 소나마 뭐지 사요래서 자체자다마 제가 소남디 투라 때네 지리 산제지 때마다 로아데와 안에 하버도 안에 베지 된지 기분은 굳이 된지 그지 시대 다들 신주도 받아 하버도 말아줘 값을 받아다 안에 림보치 용다 용심벌이 제가 림보치 용지도 봐 안에 요거봐 당내 안에 굳이 림보치 번에 안에 림보치기 숨이 뒤질라 말아줘 상마 안에 배우면서 제주용에 안에 도미 감정 야고지 나로나스.
From the side of the one who gives explanation, the teacher, and from the side of the listeners, both sides have accumulated a lot of merit. And please think about this huge merit accumulation, ourselves and all sentient beings, from both sides and all sides, from all sides, then we are to dedicate them mainly for the preservation of the Buddha Dharma, the Buddha's teaching, and then for the long life of all spiritual practitioners, all the great lamas. And in particular, we are going to dedicate for Kyabche Tapo Rinpoche for his long life, because now in the situation of physical condition, a sickness, we pray, we dedicate for Rinpoche to be able to recover completely from the situation and then to have a very, very long life. And from those long life, we are to receive the explanation and the blessing from the master himself. This is where we could dedicate with the merit that we have accumulated together.
안에 말아줘 최저 디인비인에 안에 최친이 약제윤야 안에 최저의聪미도 수인에 편지 참부윤야 안에 경에 발제 탐제 반동야 안에 지 3대 탐제 휘주부리하게 안에 투면하러나스.
And in particular, with all this merit accumulation that we would like to dedicate together, think about the merit and dedicate it for the improvement, the progress of the center, because the center can improve again and again. And also we dedicate for the members of the center to have a very good relationship between among one to each another, among the members of the center. And then we dedicate for all sorts of obstacles and hindrances to be appeased, to be pacified, to be overcome. And then we dedicate for the progress of the center in terms of whatever programs and purpose that is about to achieve, be it able to be achieved completely with the merit accumulation and dedication for the sake of the center. May the center can progress and achieve the purpose.
door duviena tada ane nimambuchi ta beje maranzo chende du chego imba sonsa ane kan cheba de ane beje susu kaze tuptuki ane niri choye na loria ane nyamne kedo yage ane rewa da menam yus.
And in short, of all the many sessions that we have joining together, that we have conducted together, from all those many sessions, please retain as many as possible that you could retain within your feelings, within your minds. And from those that are able to be retained within the feelings, please try to put into practice as much as possible. I have hopes and pray for this. I hope you could do it. I pray for you to be able to do it.
Ane de ngosu yobati inari, figi da tajikanla, ane be singi ine, ane sangmala, ane be tochichi katinchis, ane maobala ya kyato ya ngarazo, ane chiki chunde tundu chi yagi, ane kokabiyuwe, ane rewata melam yus.
As for the one that is present in the location and the one who is listening to the internet connection, I wish to express very great gratitude. I thank you all because you are very kind. I rejoice and express my gratitude. And the main point is to be able to engage in the Dharma connection in the form of a Dharma teaching in the future times. I hope we all have the future connection and future opportunity to engage in Dharma connection and Dharma relation. And this is my hope and wish, and I will pray for this.
Dagi jini sabi kiawati, tena ro kunla kamben, kiawa juju losa gawa yi, tenbe nyingbu rendo seji shu, sheshe pale juwa dagi kiawa kansaba, tenen jikdi mali, deshe shera poba shu.
Long, yeah.
We'll do the long and down. For the teaching. Shinkambu Asho Benzabuni Shansake Sashi Om Benzare Geha Ichari Goyo Gurus Yendu Yanu Babu Zambu No Balanja Chagamiya Rudamupa Nayasangayaksen Yodantana Chondro Rami Geda Repoche Samgeshe Dojoba Mamapaya Loto Koru Rempoche Lopo Rempoche Sumo Rempoche Lopo Rempoche Lampo Rempoche Tacho Rempoche Mapo Rempoche Tachen Pui Bupa Gema Chayama Loma Gama Metoma Dupoma Namsama Drishapma Nyema Dawa Rempoche Du Chole Napa Yewe Gelsen Sola Tami Peljo Pusum Sofa Masawa Meba Dita Chinchin Sawa Tam Yupa Chepe Belten Hamadamba Hamdang Kipa Tuyang Jesun Geshi Lom Sampa Bafel Sampo Shamane Jamchuk Lam Kiri Pe Sonjo Sampo Lepa Tompa Katrin Taraki Yon Tushin Kim Mumbageo Tujetro Dundo Shesuso Shene Jinge Lao Tu So Om Sashi Ki Ju Shi Me To Ram Ri Ra Ling Shi Nye Ge Pa De Sangye Shi Tu Me Te Wagi Droku Da Shema Chapa Shu Kiwa Gu Tu Ya Ta La Ta Me Chu Ki Pe La Chu Jing
Sadamake Yandera
Zombie
Doje Jage Gopa
Nyo To Sho Ida Guru Ratna Mandala Kamnirya Kaya. We'll do the long life prayer for all masters, page 195. Om Gantena Sida Shivai Jipale Drocho Dang Tu Moki Ngodru Malu De La So Sampe Mogyu La Manam La So Wa De Doctor the Besawe Gamana Kuse Kel Gyatel Pajin Lo Gangri Dang Zin Kolo Dong Padang Chi Me La Mo Chom Den Se Pak Me Nam pa gyal ma yi shin kol so se yi la shok nam la so va de dam chö te pe sa we la ku se kel gyal ten pa jin ge lo sang wa du pa ko lo do pa dam do je du ko kya du je ko lo chen po ta cho ro pa so yi dam la sho na la so wa de dam chö te pe sa we la ma Ku se kel gya ten pa jin ge lo gel wa ri nga sang ya pa du de she che ge kel zang na ren tong sang ye so na mi tru pa la so Zo pe sang ye nam la so wa de dam chö te pe sa we la ma ku se kel gya ten pa jin ge lo Nye se ye dang ye she la ma dang u ki tok dang mon lam lo dro dang wang po shi dang kya dro la so pa jang chup sem pe shok la so wa de Dam chö te pe sa we la ma da ku se kel gya ten pa jin ge lo pa pa rang ye chen po chu ni dam ra cho ne ten chu dru la so pa Lop dang mi lop nyan to rang gel yi cho cho ge du nam la so wa de dam chö te pe sa we la Ku se kel gya ten pa jin ge lo Pu li la so ne cho nye shi na Tru pe ku yi dro we don ze pa Te pe dum bu rab du ma la Avocado shok la so wa de dam chö te pe sa we la Kuse kel gyaten pa jin gelo. Nyuze gon pole shin magzorma. Gurgun shel shidur da sen. Nam to se sok dam pe chö kyong we. Ye she sum manam so de dam chö to pe sa we la. Kuse kel gyaten pa jin ge lo. De ka se chik sol de ta jangi. Lek drang kon chon yin je jin lak ye. La me kuse ba che mon pe pu. Den zom ze trin pe sel she pa sho. Kon cho rin chen nam sun jin lab da. Chön yin yu dre lu wa me pe tu. Jesun la me nge shin se su me. Sa pe ja ta chin shu. Thank you. Sorry. Sorry, hold on. Actually, I can read you. You want to see the anu or not, Jojo? You need to see the thing. Okay, here. Sorry. Okay, that's right. Okay. Okay. Dear Geshe-la, on behalf of the KTCL committee, I would like to express our gratitude to you and Jolie.
말이 계란대쇼 갑도마 주신데 그래. 직직 주는 유주마모로 그래. 지란대 얘기. 뭐라 갑도라면 되고.
Geshe-la, with the blessings of our spiritual master, Kyabje Dakpo Rinpoche, who has been guiding us by teaching the profound Dharma, we have once again benefited from your coming to teach us at KCCL. This is the third time, the first time being in 2018, followed by the second time in 2023. We are grateful for your presence and for completing the topics of mind and mental factors via Zoom, and more recently, the 3 principal aspects of the path. Geshe-la, we truly appreciate that you've taken your precious time to teach us the Dharma and shown your warmth and friendship to us. Please forgive us our lack of coherence in the organizing and for any other mistakes we have committed in the process. We sincerely wish that you will come again and continue to teach us the precious Dharma. As for Jolie, thank you for translating the Dharma teachings for us in an understandable way. We would not have been able to understand the teaching without your amazing translation. You have carried out your role impeccably and shown much dedication and hard work in preparing for these teachings. For this and more, we are forever grateful. Lastly, I would like to thank everyone who has given your time and support in making this long series of teachings event possible. Thank you very much to all the participants as well. Thank you, Geshe-la. Thank you, Jolie. Thank you.
지단 비대로 나는 말아도 지단 림보치기 공시 요리 아니 나 뒤주만 못하고도 만도 나 뒤주시라 상먹고 비터네로 아니 지단 림보치기 공시 요리라 아나 나랑 이번에 다시 경험하면 말아도 내가 면은 소리스타도 투로 아니 라바도 믹스기 다나 최저디 믹스기 레오직 차대요리다 지주전에 제나남근이 송 지단 믹스기데 대화 차도고요. 세상 말하면 다들 가서 툭툭이 마오발이야. 어느 말하고 시합주까지 슈투투기 슈위스 안에 계란조면은 대치슈디다 안에 베지 냠내야 보나야다 안에 지 봐서 지 최소 안에 미치중 간리면은 핀주 봐도 안에 참여야 보나야 되다 최소 야제 유형의 싸워디 디리스 안에 어디 나로나스.
So we shouldn't taking too much time for tonight, but however, still we can follow based on the tradition because however, this is a tradition. First of all, this is a center established by Kyabje Thakur Rinpoche, and because of the center, there is a tradition for the center. There is a what we usually do during the session in the opening and in the closing, and this is part of it. The tradition established, founded, established by Rinpoche. We are in the moment where we appreciate the tradition. And for this closing, for me, myself, I have the connection due to the blessing of Rinpoche himself that I have the connection with this center. Moreover, this year we have a very precious moments when we conducted together the Jenang for the Tara. So what the initial connection already there and then strengthened and intensified with the opportunity for the Tara Jenang. All of this, I myself feels very grateful, very happy, very delighted, very happy. But the main important thing is the person, you all, the disciple or the person, the disciple must practice. This is the main message and the main instruction of all the spiritual masters. The disciple must practice. And for this, the dedication that we set together, the hope is that the center can improve, can progress, by, for example, the supporting condition among the members have to be a very good harmonious relationship between one with another, among you a harmonious relationship and condition, and then all the supporting condition you please make sure and provide all the supporting condition, all for the sake of the center in order to bring benefit to many people. So this is the main message and the closing.
아바야 생각 아바야다 이 다원이니 saya datang di sini saya senang dan suka jadi kalian semua terima kasih banyak jadi nanti kita ketemu lagi ya di sini semua ya oke.
I'm very happy that this year we can still meet again. There is a hope that we will see each other again in the future time.
Dalam rim dalam rim.
Dani ring du bele som ne kata yang pagang shik sapade lo ming mari gidong rowana nam dren gyal we wang po da gyuchi Dhammasope se rakuntu yang jampe yang ke se we jesune ten peri kun sang lam ge cho nye ne drupe gyal nam nye je sho Rangi Jishito Pelangene Shudrak Sewe Drampe Takeki Rowe Yiki Mupasel Jene Gelwe Tenpa Your brings in your chi Ten pariche chogi makyapam kya kya nyapa gyupe chodani ninje chepo irapupai Pandita le selva je pasho Se che gyal me jom tre le dru chan chu lam ge ri pe kyang ta du na ke yin da pel te shing gyal we ze pa ri du yong yu shing Lam zang ru pe dun gen ru je jing. Gel kien se je mi da mi ku. Se pa ku ye we na. Da da la da re yu chi. Dang se de pa cho la chu so she dro la so ba de se tu de nang ke ta tu ro je jing tra shi gyat so cho kun ya gyu chi
And everyone go to offer their counsel to Vishnu.
가다지는 거는
Terima kasih. Sheila. Selamat terima kasih semuanya. Terima kasih. Boleh menjawab. Terima kasih.